Okay, microphones, please. Okay, this is Tuesday, September the 9th at 6:35. Roll call, please.
Garfield.
Here.
Mensch.
Here.
DeWitt.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Peterson.
Here.
Pence.
Here.
Rolfs.
Here.
Bro. Mayor.
Here.
8 present, 1 absent.
Going to public comment for the special called meeting. No public comment. The purpose of this meeting is to review and approve a bid and contract for Cherry Street resurfacing funded by the MFT and the 2022 road bond. And Keith and Lauren are here to explain. It's all yours.
So this project was discussed previously to use funds from our 2022 bond that's existing that we need to utilize before we incur fines. We have about $106,000 left in that bond that we need to use. Currently, we'll have about $100,000 in MFT funds at the end of this year we can utilize now. So our current bid, or only bid, was IPC at $298,081.30. So we're seeking approval for the resurfacing at $298,081.30, utilizing our existing bond at $106,000, our MFT at $100,000. So we'll need about $92,000, and I discussed earlier utilizing funds out of our general fund pooled cash accounts to supplement the difference.
Okay.
We don't have a lot in our road pooled cash account, so I don't want to drain that.
Okay. Any questions or comments for the project?
It's from 5th to 8th Street on Cherry.
Yes, each Cherry from,
Curb, sidewalk, ADA ramps that are included in that. It's not just all asphalt.
okay. Y'all got a copy of the specs from Robinson, what the breakdown is, how we got to the cost that we did.
Do we need a motion?
Yes, we will have to have a motion in a second to approve this project. And
Missing, Don, are you missing? Don, are you missing info? Are you?
I didn't check my box when I walked in the door, so it's something
he's
that's
got mine.
added. They give you any start date or anything like that?
No, we have a November 5th completion though, so they'll have to get it done before that.
Hence the specially called council, so we can get it awarded ASAP, so they can get on their schedule.
this is a great road project. Of course, we have a lot of roads in the city that need to be resurfaced. This is a particular one that's traffic, a lot more traffic, and it also qualifies for our MFT funding.
I will
Not
make the
all
motion.
not all streets in Watseka do. So,
I will make the motion.
okay, I have a motion. Do I need a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other comments or questions? Roll call, please.
Peterson.
Yes.
Pence.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
DeWitt.
Yes.
Garfield.
Aye.
Mensch.
Yes.
Rolfs.
Yes.
Roll call carried.
Okay, any other comments or questions about the special called meeting? If not, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, council. Have a
Thank
good
you,
night.
guys.
Thanks.
All right, we'll go ahead and call to order the Public Safety Committee meeting for September 9th, 2025. Roll call, please.
Bro. Rolfs.
Aye.
Pence.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Garfield.
Aye.
Mensch.
Aye.
DeWitt.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Mayor.
All right,
8 present, 1 absent.
public comment? Seeing none, we'll move on to auxiliary report.
Well, this month we had our meeting. All the members present, we did the Stop the Bleed certification through the EMA office. Everybody passed. We had 2 persons resign. Family Fest, we made sure we had all the auxiliary shifts covered. Discussed hiring more personnel and had the shifts covered for the evening out at the festival at Trinity Church. And that's it.
Thank you.
Okay, oh, sorry, Scott, that's yours.
No questions for him? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to Chief Fire with the fire department.
Good evening, council. For calls for service in August, we responded to 5 fires, 8 lift assist, 32 EMS calls, went to 3 motor vehicle accidents, 7 automatic alarms, and then we had just 13, which is others, that could be power lines down or CO. For a total of 68, if my math is right. Nothing too exciting to talk about there. For training for August, we did a tractor PTO training at AHW. We're getting close to, obviously, harvest is coming around, so we kind of want our guys to have a little bit of a better idea of what they could possibly get themselves into. And I know later this month, we're going back out there again for combine safety. So I know a lot of members are around it, but then we also have just equally as many that have never been around it, so it's good training. We did vent enter search at our training cans under smoke and fire. We had a night where we did red book completions with a OSFM sign-in, the State Fire Marshal Office. And then we ended up doing what we call 1410 drills with pumping, enforceable entry and command. It was a multi-company operation that we did around the fire station, so that would have been last Tuesday, I believe. That was actually good training. It honed in skills on some of our drivers, our newer guys, and then the officers themselves. So, and then for personnel, one thing hopefully all the council got in their boxes was a breakdown for pay requests and increase. Now, keep in mind, a lot of this stuff already, it's already in our budget. So I'm bringing it here to get approval through council to make it official. Give you guys a second to overlook it.
Kenny, when you and I first talked about this budget,
Yes, sir.
which you give me, you had it all figured out and you give me what you were wanting. We looked it over and kind of discussed why you did what you were interested in getting. Then after that, we talked to the other departments, and we have come up with, and even though you and I originally budgeted for it, it didn't get changed after we talked to the other departments when we did the 4% for the other departments. So I apologize for that because I didn't change it in the budget the second or third time it went to Fox.
Okay.
After we talked to the other public works and police, we only ended up with a 4% raise for everybody.
Okay.
So it's going to be kind of difficult to make that change with what your request is because most of them are quite a bit more than 4%.
Okay. The stipend on the paramedic side, that's just a stipend. So that's not like a base salary increase, which means not everybody gets that. You have to maintain your paramedic certification in order to get that stipend. That's all it is. So let's say in 4 years you decide not to put the 140 hours of continuing education into your license and you let it lapse, you'll lose that stipend. So it's not on the base salary side. So I didn't base any of that off of actual base increases, if that makes any sense. It was just an additional increase to that one stipend is where that comes into play. Because other than that,
You mean if they maintain their paramedic,
yes.
if they maintain it,
Yep.
you're requesting the extra stipend then?
So they already
the
have
wages.
that. It's just an increase on that stipend. That's all that is.
From 2 to 3?
So that is something we have to handle with Sherilyn then, because, you know, she's penciled in the 4% raise.
Okay, now nobody else on the department got a raise at all, though.
No,
Right.
So,
that's the
Well-
way it was.
You will get the 4%.
okay, so everybody on the department then, so that $18 base salary gets a 4% increase? Is that,
There again, we're gonna have to talk to Sherilyn about that. I mean, it's in your budget,
Yes, sir.
but it's not as far as payroll's concerned. You know, looking back, I think you were included with the other departments. But
Correct.
I'm not, I'm not sure about all the employees. I didn't get to sit in on your meeting, but I brought that to his attention tonight, so we have to look that over.
Okay.
You know. That's why Sherilyn's,
absolutely.
confused.
Where are these increases coming from? Do you have a source that says that that's a new standard, or is that that's a $3 an hour is pretty significant?
So, it might seem significant, but for the level of responsibility and certification that comes behind it, that's not significant. So if you look at the amount of requirements that it takes to be in that position by itself, that's a very fair price.
Right. I'm
To give
saying
you an
has-
example,
Has
just
that
a-
increase, has that role increase, is the salary survey causing that to?
So most of the time right now, for that specific position by itself, you're looking at $40+ an hour naturally, anywhere else you look.
So the increase is just going to be $1 an hour, not $3 an hour, right?
Correct, yes. Yeah.
It's a
we're just
$1 an
going-
hour increase, not a $3 an hour increase.
Yes, for the stipend, absolutely. We're going from $2.
They're going from $2 to $3.
Yes, that's all that
Oh.
is. Yes.
Yeah, I know you're reading it
Yeah,
different.
24 to 27.
Okay, you're
Deputy chief.
the deputy chief.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the
Yep.
$3
Yep.
one.
No, I followed
Talking
you.
about paramedics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that yearly increase is only with the average hours that are put in. It's about $1,950 on average over the whole year, is what that increase. I know it might seem like a lot, but it's not. There's nothing else that really follows along with it. It's not full-time salaries.
Do
We're
you
just
know how
trying
they,
to-
do you know how the paramedics are, that we pay paramedics, how we relate to other paramedics that are
Yes.
contracted with
So
others?
the other company that's in town, their medics are making at least 27+ an hour, just a medic with no other responsibility, no fire responsibility, no training responsibility, just to show up and be a paramedic. And our paramedics are cross-trained fire EMS, so they're required to do a dual job role.
And where are we at with their wages?
They're so if you are a true fire medic, you're at $24 an hour.
Okay.
That additional stipend for a true fire medic would just put them at 25. It's that, I don't know, does that make sense?
Okay.
But not everybody we have on the department is a fire medic. That truly only affects about 10 people overall.
Okay.
So you're looking at about $12 a day on average.
Okay. As far as the other firemen wages that you have from 18 to 24, I guess we didn't talk about those increases.
Nope.
Because the increases are depending on their training
Absolutely.
and their experience is when you have the ability to raise those into different levels.
Yeah, we kept it at 18 for those that just want to be part of the department and help, and we can train them on the job.
Right.
But for those that actually put their time and effort into going and getting state certifications,
Right.
that's where the incentive of those stipends. We just have the fire academy stipend, the EMT basic stipend, and then the paramedic stipend. Those are three pretty involved courses by themselves. You're looking at 9 weeks just for the fire academy from January to June. Your EMT basic is another, well, basically it's a full semester of school. And then your paramedic by itself is a year and a half. So that's how much schooling it takes just to get to that point. And then you have to maintain those. It's not, you get it one time and it's good for a lifetime. So that's,
It's constantly
yep, continuing education, you gotta
continuing
have
education.
120 hours every 4 years just to renew and keep your paramedic license.
It's not once you got it, it's forever, no.
No,
You gotta
not at all.
constantly be on top of it.
Yep.
I guess all I have to say, Kenny, is I was 13 years on the department with you guys. It's not enough money. I mean, you know as well as I do, it's hard to get help. It's hard to find guys that want to do this.
It is.
And I went to EMT basic class and went through all that. It's not, it's,
Not easy.
and we're not paying these guys near enough. I can tell you that much right now.
I'm not arguing that with Charlie. I'm just arguing the fact that we budgeted the total amount,
Yes, sir.
but we didn't specify each and every person and what it's, so
No, I
that's something
understand that,
we have to go through with Sherilyn to get straightened out. You know, we're talking stipends rather than pay increases. So-
Correct, yes.
So we've got to get the mechanics.
My point is
Yeah.
just, we need to find the money and we need to pay them.
Yeah.
That's my point, because I know they can go
Well,
anywhere they want.
It was budgeted.
It's already in there.
It's in the
Right.
budget.
Right.
It's not like it's something we're adding to.
Correct. Correct.
But, you know,
The other increases that Kenny requested, were talked about before we talked about the other departments here with the city, and then we'd established a 4% increase for everybody. And that was more than what we talked to Kenny about, to try to get the numbers up to where they should be.
but it wasn't clarified as stipends versus just a flat pay
well,
increase.
Yes, I apologize. There was a misunderstanding there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how do we want to treat this?
I think we have to talk to Sherilyn about it and see how it
Okay,
gets handled.
You want me to put it on finance?
yeah.
We probably should, but we'll have to call her and talk to her first, so.
Any more questions with that? The other stuff is just a set to kind of give you an idea where I'm set at, so there's something to reference off of. There's no changes there at all with any of that. Just kind of gives you an idea. All right.
Okay, any more discussion on that topic? Sorry, Kenny, go ahead.
No, you're fine. All right, we'll move on then. For equipment, we did get our intercom system for our West Side engine, which is 2932, and that's a headset system. Noise canceling system is mainly what it is. We got that through a grant, so that was a $10,000 grant, so that took care of that. I'm kind of excited for this because this is actually wireless. The other stuff is wired, so this is actually wireless, so the engineers can actually get out of the vehicle, and they'll still be able to hear what's going on with radio traffic and stuff like that.
So who is it on your department that writes the grants for you?
So this one we got through our association. Actually, Nick Bro got this one for us. He was able to, with the association being a 501(c), it opens us up to a lot more of the smaller grants, as we call it. Now, the department grants, I usually write those myself. Nick has helped me with, we did the sub grant. We got that. That was $25,000. That's how we got that Zodiac boat. That covered that whole thing. And then last year, I got the small tools grant for $25,000 that we used to buy gear. So we try to put in for every grant that comes around. It's just tough because there's such a big pool of people that are needing it sometimes more than we are, or maybe not. It just depends. It's a board that looks at that stuff. Maybe hopefully your name gets recognized and they keep it in the pile. So there's probably about 3 of us that work on grants, or we try to keep eyes open for stuff. But anything that relates to the NIFR side or federal grants that would directly involve the fire department itself, I put the work into those. So,
Okay.
but we try to do every one we can. But that association grant is what got us the digital intercom system. So we had it
Okay.
earmarked already because there was money in that account, and then they were able to get a grant that came in, so that worked out very well. Those have proven to be very helpful going to scenes, everything. So I'm kind of excited for that. And that's all I have for that. Miscellaneous. We just participated in the fest. I think we had a good turnout there. We did a touch-a-truck, which was good. Had a lot of kids come visit us. And then we did the water balloon fight with the police. That was fun. I think that we might be doing that from every year from this point forward. Walmart was generous enough. This last week, they donated a bunch of water balloons to us, like 6,000 water balloons. So I think we're doing it next year, whether we want to or not. So that worked out. That's a lot of fun. The touch-a-truck, we did that at McDonald's. That was a good turnout. We had our annual Unit 9 threat assessment at the beginning of the year that we do every year with the school. Also, as a reminder, ISO will be visiting us September 29th. And the final thing that I have is there should be another one there. It's just a MOU. It's a renewal with Woodland for us for EMS coverage that we split with Crescent City. So we've already been in this for over a year. We're just doing a year-by-year contract. They asked to maybe do a 3+ year contract, but I said let's just do a year-by-year, just in case we run into a situation we're not stuck with it. So I don't think there should be. If there's any questions about that, let me know. The biggest thing is I just need to bring it here so I can get approval, signature, and I'll get it back to them. So
It's basically what it's been in the past, correct?
absolutely, yeah, nothing's changed. You just a renewal date and a new signature.
Okay.
The only question I have is, how's the third-party billing going? Is that going okay?
It is. I think we've finally, seems like we've worked some of the kinks out. It seems like our billing is actually now coming up to par where it should be. We were running into an issue there at first. No excuse. Really wasn't anything on our end. It was just there was no other party out there. Now, I had a company call me this 2 weeks ago, and we're going to give them a shot, not use them, but I'm going to at least let them, we're going to meet on Teams, and I want to have a breakdown and see where they're at for collection rates, how they do their collecting, what they do for, Q&A, certain things that I feel that this other company we're using may not be doing to their fullest potential, which also leads to you might be missing out on some revenue. It may not be a tremendous amount, but every little bit helps, and we can't leave anything on the table when it comes to that. We're trying to get our collection the best it is. So we're actually moving in a good direction there. For the first time, we're bringing in some real money.
It helps maintain our 2 ambulances
Yeah, it does.
and our paramedics.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. I'm glad to have all of it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. If there's no other questions, council, that's all I have.
Thank you.
We don't need a motion in a second to renew that?
You'll do it at council?
We're gonna put it in finance.
Oh, okay.
Well, council,
Full-
we'll go
full
before
council.
council.
Oh, full council.
That agreement,
Okay,
Yeah.
There's no
Okay.
finance.
Oh, the agreement with Woodland.
mm-hmm,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, he was asking about the wages.
No, I meant the agreement with Woodland.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll be full council.
Okay.
Any opposition just making this an auto renewal, an evergreen agreement that every year it auto renews?
We could.
I mean, just simply add the word auto in 3.5.
Okay.
And then I also suggest you've got termination for cause, but you have no termination without cause. So 30 days, you just decide we don't want to do this, you can get out.
Yeah.
That'd be my 2 quick suggestions, but
We
it makes it simpler. You don't have to worry every year to re-sign a contract. It's an auto renewal unless you have an issue.
and I think it's a couple months behind.
Yeah.
It's more on their side that they want it, which I understand.
Yeah. I mean, it's the
Um,
same thing. It's just a.
Yep.
All right, no other questions for Kenny?
Nope.
All right.
All right, normally I would skip Fire and Police Commission, but I got warned that night I had something to say tonight, so I'll go to Police and Fire Commission.
Tonight I want to kind of give a little, I guess, review, because some of you may not know what the Police Commission does. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about the Police Commission and exactly what we do. There is 3 members, Alex Knapp, Don Turkety, and myself. We're appointed by the mayor, and we each have 3-year terms. And so it rotates, obviously, every year. We are responsible for the application and process of new hires and also the lateral entries. We post a list after we do all the interviewing and do the physical agility. We post a list, and then hiring has to be done in the order of the list. And the list is good for 2 years. We only meet as needed. We don't meet on a monthly basis. We only presently have one on our list. We had 4 up until a couple months ago. 2 of them expired because the 2 years was up on 2 of them. And then the city of Kankakee hired one of ours that was on the list, so we presently only have 1 on our list. So we are going to be starting the new listing. As we talked to the council a year ago, I think it was, we use Blue Line now, and through Blue Line it cost $1,800, and they actually go through the whole process of accepting the applications. They do background checks on the applications, and they send us a list and all the information that they found out about that particular applicant. And so then we can decide whether we want to interview those people or not interview those people, pending on what their background check gets. And so we will be starting that process here shortly as far as what the list does. So I'll probably be next week. We'll be getting that all put together. And then it always takes, we'll probably December-ish, we'll be having a new list to be able to post, to be able to hire people off of that list.
How many applicants did you get on this last?
We had like 8.
Oh, that's.
But by the time we got to the interview process, Chris again had hired 2 or 3 of them. So we had really good applicants last time. Good. It was really good. So ended up only being able to put 2 on our list. And we still have 1 on the list that is a good applicant also. Good. And we don't have any laterals. And we also do the interviewing for lieutenants and sergeants. And we make a list for that also, and that list is posted, and then the chief hires off of that list. So we do promotions, new hires, and lateral entries. Anybody got any questions?
And my suggestion to you was we should always keep positions open for either new or lateral entries all the time, whether we don't think we need any more, we should always have that open and have that ability to see what's out there and to see who wants to move up into in the department. So,
yep, I agree.
And we do have a small budget for the police commission for the $1,800 you spoke about. Mm-hmm. We have it in the budget for that, to pay for that service.
And the police commission also has there's a conference that's held in November and May of every year. I'm the only one that's been attending that, but I've really learned a lot from that. The Illinois Police Commission attorney is available to us. We pay, I think it's $450 per person, if I remember correctly, a year. And we had that attorney come down. At that time, we had 5 members. He said we had way too many members. That was something that a big city would have. So a couple of them with a period of time quit, so we just didn't renew them. So I really have learned a lot on what the police commission is supposed to do. We rewrote our guidelines. He sent us a template, and we used the template to rewrite our guidelines, so that way we're up to date with the state statutes. So going to those conferences and having this attorney at our fingertips has been awesome.
The 1,800 you're talking about, is that just a flat cost, or is that per applicant, or?
The 1,800 is every time you take applications.
Okay,
So if you do it 2 or 3 times a
applicants.
year, it's 18 times 2 or 3. However many times you do it.
Hopefully, we only have to do it once a year, to kind
Once
of
or
keep
twice,
the
yeah.
rotation going, so.
And if you got a good list, it could go 2 years.
Yeah, right.
So it all depends on who applies.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Nida.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Nida.
Nida.
That was a short presentation, Kim.
Next, we'll move on to Chief Starkey.
All right, good evening. Before we get into too much of we'll just quickly go over calls of service for the month. We had 411 total calls for the month. That was up. Traffic stops, 62, that was up. 22 bookings with the county, $260. That number's down, so I guess I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but so really call-wise, nothing that stands out. Pretty typical calls, really, that we typically having. Number 2, just would like to announce the retirement of one of our part-time officers, Randy Minot. He is he retired last week from our office. He served the city for 7 years almost, and you know, not just the 7 years here, but he did almost 2 decades with the Chicago Police Department. So he had a long career in public service. I asked him to come here tonight. He's been having some health issues, so he couldn't make it. So maybe we'll recognize him sometime later on down the road. So that's where we're at there. Before I get into the next part, I would like to just take a minute to say something about just kind of where we're at as a department, honestly. First of all, I want to reiterate to everybody just, how excited I am to be here, how happy I am to be here. It's been a great move for me personally, just professionally and just with my wife and kids. So it's been good. And also I think not just for me, but I want to let you know that the guys have been great. They really have. I mean, we're going on 4 months now, and I can't be more happy with where we're at and excited about the direction we're going. So in reality, I just, really want to say thank you, just not only for trusting me to lead the department, but also just for, providing us all the resources that we need to do our jobs, effectively. So with that kind of being said, I'd like to start with just, we'd like to hire a part-time officer, Brock Myers. I think that, one way to kind of supplement some manpower issues that we're having right now is with some part-time guys. The addition of Brock to me would be great for our department. He recently got promoted to corporal with the Sheriff's Department. He's on the Kankakee County Emergency Response Team, and he's just a very knowledgeable, competent, well-trained officer, which I think would be a great addition to our, not just him filling patrol shifts, but him training with us and doing things of that nature. He'll be a great addition to our team. So next,
So Eric, you said that's to fill.
that would just be, I mean, right now we really only have 2 active part-time officers, Jeff Ward and
Randy.
Justin Moyer.
And
Justin.
Randy.
Yeah, Justin Moyer. So, Randy was on the list. He hadn't worked in some time, but he was technically on our roster, part-time roster. And so, I would like to add honestly, probably at least one more. They're not obligated to work by any means, but they are available if necessary.
That's where I was going. So it's part-time or it's PRN? It's more PRN than is what you're explaining, right? Am I understanding that right?
Correct.
So they're as-needed basis.
Yeah, or I mean, they're obviously given the opportunity when there's openings, and if they want to take it, they
Right.
can. But yes, I mean, it's certainly not, it's not a permanent position or anything like that.
Okay.
Is this guy from Watseka then?
He is local,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
He went to high school here. His family lives here. So
Awesome.
that's kind of what I like about the hiring of him.
Mm-hmm.
And then this next thing that we'll discuss, I mean, they're both local guys, which I think is great. So,
Okay.
Any more questions about Brock?
No, not at the moment.
Next would just be the lateral hire of Michael Yates. We put the applications out a month or 2 ago. Some of you might be aware, familiar, but he was an officer here with the Watseka Police Department for about 3 years. He left the force and then has been working at T&D since then. He expressed some interest to me. We sat down and talked. Then the police commission interviewed him, and they approved him to be put on that lateral list. And so, it would be my, I guess, coming to you guys to, I would like to hire him as a lateral officer if that's an option. So
Did he meet all the requirement?
He does. He's going to have to do some, obviously, having not been in law enforcement for 10 years, he's going to be required to do some law updates and some firearms training through through the MTU to get his certification current or up to valid status, but it's nothing that can't be done within a short period of time.
Okay.
So
Is that also filling a void then too?
correct, that is filling a void. We've got the we still have the spot that's open from Deputy Chief King's retirement.
Okay.
And so he would be technically filling that void.
Well, he needed to go to the academy.
He will not. I mean, that was kind of one of the questions, but because he has the, it was thought that might be a possibility just because of the length of time that he has been out of law enforcement. But when I spoke with the Training and Standards Board, that's basically what they came back and said, that he would have to do some online law updates, and then, like I said, some firearms training.
Okay.
So he would be coming in as a 3-year lateral transfer. So he'd be at 3 years on the pay scale. 63,846.10 to where that falls at. And like I said, he's lives here in town also. So it'd be nice to have a couple guys here in town locally that can respond to things when needed.
So we're gonna need a motion from the council to bring Mike Yates on?
Well, I mean, I think this is, I mean,
Are we gonna
Hiring
do
is
this on
his-
Thursday?
yeah, this would be on Thursday,
Okay.
correct. Yeah, this is just kind of me
Hiring
just
is
kind of
his-
bringing this to your attention
Option.
so you guys
Talk
can,
about it and then.
yes, and then we can,
Okay.
it'll all be approved at the
Okay.
special meeting on Thursday.
All right.
The hiring of Brock is not a
Right.
council issue. It's
Right.
just more of a me letting you know that's what we're gonna do. But then the next, the hiring of Yates would be.
It's not though, is it?
Hmm?
I mean, hiring of Yates is, I mean, I feel like obviously my question's still learning here, but hiring Yates is the chief's responsibility, not ours to vote him in or to, yes, agree.
The ordinance says with the approval of city council.
Of the council.
That the spot
For each
technically would be there.
individual.
Huh?
Okay, for each individual officer that he would hire. Okay.
So let's say
With the-
he did all the process of it, and then he just said, okay, I recommend
Right.
to hire this person. Are you guys
So
okay?
To approve that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, ultimately, it's obviously his decision, but
Yes, I agree, right.
with support
Didn't
of
realize
the
we needed
council.
to continue, okay. Okay.
Okay, and then next, you know, kind of a big deal for me, you know, being in this role for the first time in my career, you know, not just hiring somebody, but also, you know, recognizing a couple people who have, you know, in my opinion, and in the 4 months I've been here, have proven to me that they're more than capable and ready to help move this department forward with me. I will be promoting Sergeant Curtis Marcotte to lieutenant on Thursday, and then I would also ask to appoint Lieutenant Harris to deputy chief. I don't want to get into it too much. I've got some comments as to why, but I'd rather respectfully, I'd like to share those on Thursday at the meeting as opposed to tonight, if that's okay.
Yes.
Sure.
As far as Curtis is concerned, you know, his spot as a lieutenant is a contractual thing through the FOP. You know, Mark would come in at a starting salary of $45.68 an hour, based off the discussions that we've had.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, I think, I don't know if this is these will be up for discussion on Thursday at the meeting, but it's more of just a information. Okay.
Thank you.
Then next, obviously, after the city council meeting last month, I gave each of you a copy of the ordinance, the police ordinance, which I have gone through and rewritten. I've looked at a lot of different ordinances from different municipalities and spoke with some different chiefs about their ordinances, and ultimately settled on these changes. I sent a copy to the city attorney. He's reviewed it. He's given it a thumbs up, and he's prepared to write it up and bring it to the city council meeting at the end of the month. I just told him we would discuss it here tonight, and if there were any other changes after that I would let him know.
So the question that I had is, you got rid of the corporal and ancillary section. Is there any reason why?
Well, I mean, first of all, if you look at the department personnel section, there's not even a corporal even listed in that section.
Okay.
And to my knowledge, I don't know if there's ever even been a corporal
Not in the 21 years I was there.
in the
there
Watseka Police
no.
Department. So it's not even a position that's even utilized.
Okay.
And so just to try to, like I said, I just want to my intention in doing this was just to try to clean this up a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
And
of
prevent it
course.
from ever having to be rewritten again.
Sure.
And so, like I said, there was parts of it that didn't even, weren't
Right.
cohesive to begin with.
So there is no corporal in Watseka Police
Well, there's
Department.
not a current corporal, no, and there has never been a corporal that I'm
Okay.
aware of.
Okay.
And even though it's listed in that section, that deputy chief section, like I said, if you look at the department personnel section, it doesn't even identify a position of corporal. So
I gotcha.
okay.
I don't have any other questions.
Yeah.
I think I addressed mine through email to you, which I don't know what I did with, but I think you saw.
Yeah, I'm meaning the auxiliary.
Yeah, I think that was the one, and you were, I think you had answered all my questions that I had. I don't have it in front of me, so I can't tell you
Sure.
what they were, but you saw them.
Okay, everybody had this for a while now. Any other comments or questions about their proposed changes?
And you did a good job cleaning it up. It was very confusing before.
I mean, just real quickly, just to touch on the auxiliary part of it. I mean, I think it's kind of there's pros and cons either way. I've spoke to most of you individually, but I think Mark obviously has a lot of experience with the auxiliary, and I think at one point it served a different purpose than it serves now. Certainly, it comes in handy at times. I think also, though, given the nature of police work today, it can be a liability at the same time. And so I think that's kind of our thinking is that, the cons, as it currently stands, the cons outweigh the pros in my mind.
Had its place 10 years ago, not now.
I'm sure we're going to find ourselves in a situation here or there where it would be nice to have, but again, if you're looking at 1 or 2 times a year, I don't know if it's
a different world.
justifies itself.
The only thing I would say on that is some of the equipment was bought through donation money, and I know there's certain stipulations we gotta be careful of on disposing it. The boat's the one thing.
Okay.
We just gotta get with Joe on that one.
The car's at Ford currently, like every other car we have. It seems like it's getting worked on right now. So, they were using it this weekend at Trinity to do some security out there overnight, and it just wouldn't start. So, it's at Ford now, getting looked at. So,
I think well past its prime.
Yeah, it's nice, like he said, once or twice a year when there's a storm and trees down, rather than having the full-time officers over there, but I think we could hire more part-time because they're gonna have the training if an arrest needs to be made.
Yeah.
And they're on call also. And what we're gonna save in the monthly meetings and the uniforms and everything else, we can pay a couple more part-time officers, and I think the
And
liability.
I agree with you, Scott.
Yeah. And I would just say, I mean, the guys have been great by no means. I mean, they've, like I said, they're asked to do some things that, you know, at all hours of the night that most people don't want to do, and they gladly do it. So, I mean, we appreciate their, you know, what they're bringing to the table. But
How many do we currently have?
I think it currently sits at 4 right
Yeah, I
now.
was gonna say, we've had trouble keeping them in here lately, so
Yeah.
probably the best time to do it.
And lastly, for me, if there's no other questions on the ordinance, is just miscellaneous. We just had some, like I said, some concerns about vehicles. We've talked about it before. It's probably never going to change. It just kind of seems to be never ending. Especially our high mileage vehicles. We got 3 Tahoes, all with about 100,000 miles or more. Mark's K9 Tahoe is at Drawley's currently. They want $4,000 to fix it. You know, we just put a new engine in one of them. So I don't really see the point in getting rid of that by any means. But we've also got car one's got 100,000 plus miles on it. So just something to keep in mind. It just seems like we're constantly getting them fixed. But
Part of that capital planning that we talked about, that we have every year or 2 years or whatever, we're replacing vehicles, is just part of our capital planning.
I told Eric when he came on, I want a new car every year. And we're on that schedule right now.
We start getting nickel and dime, we might just have to bite the bullet and buy another one yet this year.
Before May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we start running
I think
into
we're-
$5,000 bills.
Yeah,
we
we're
can just buy a
close.
new car.
Yeah, we're close to that point. I don't know how long it takes to get one after you order it, so.
yeah, I'm going to
Probably
guess
3 or
it's
4
probably
months.
at least a 3 or 4 month wait, probably.
We had it budgeted in. so
Yes.
we
Another
was kinda
car's
leaving
budgeted.
it up in the air for,
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, we're making it work. I just, I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, we just continue to, you know.
Well, we have 506,000 capital equipment purchase. We can get another car.
Well, like I said, it's in the police budget anyway.
I know, but I'm saying we got 506,000 capital equipment, we can get another.
Absolutely. Okay.
we're
all I
just
got.
gonna try to put them more on a rotation,
Yeah,
which, you know,
I
would be.
understand that, but
Check with
like I said,
the,
if we start ringing up $4,000,
Yeah,
$5,000
right.
bills, we can.
We're getting into that position where we got 3 or 4 the same age, and
Mhm.
now it's-
check and see how long it'll take to get another one.
Will do. Thank you.
No other questions from anybody for Chief Starkey? Nope. Any other questions for anybody? Nope. With that, I need a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Nick is chairman of code.
I
don't-
think it's Don.
Okay,
Don is the co.
co.
I got drafted, huh?
You're drafted.
Call the meeting to order. Roll call, Kathy.
Garfield.
Here.
Mensch.
Here.
DeWitt.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Peterson.
Here.
Pence.
Here,
Rolfs.
Here.
Rowe. Mayor.
Yep.
8 present, 1 absent.
Okay, roll call and public comment. Do we have any public comment from anybody? Hearing none, we'll move on to Eric.
Thanks, Don. The reactivate solar project, you know, that was the big item last month. So they reached out to me with a phone call last week, and they don't feel that they can make that project work with all the improvements that are needed with the streets to annex into the city. I put it on the agenda because he stated they were gonna send a formal letter to the city stating that. And their other ask would be that they would want to proceed with the county on a piece of property that is not annexed in the city, and they would appreciate it if the city does not oppose. But
We don't have the letter yet, so there's really not too much to talk about there, but it does sound like it is not going to move forward. Facade grant application, 710 West Walnut. That's the Super 8 hotel down there. They're looking to do parking lot improvements, what they've done already. They've crack sealed and resurfaced and restriped all the parking areas. Signage. They're gonna leave the Super 8 franchise. They're gonna go to a private brand now. They don't feel that the Super 8 franchise is doing them any favors. There are no other franchise competitions in the area, so they feel that they'll do fine on their private owner. So signage, landscaping, the parking lot, of course, and I believe that was about it. So they're asking for the full. They put 10,000 on there, but you know, if they spend 10,000, they're only allotted 5.
So the maximum that we can give it to them is 5,000, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I don't know, do they need to vote on that tonight, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Kathy, roll call.
Rolfs.
Aye.
Pence.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
DeWitt.
Aye.
Mensch.
Aye.
Garfield.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Roll call carried.
So that'll be on the council agenda. Iroquois County Natural Hazard Mitigation Plan. So I'll talk about this a little bit. Currently, the city has its own natural hazard mitigation plan. It's about to expire November the 2nd. It will be expired. We were awarded a grant to renew the city's plan, and with everything that happened within the past year, that did not happen. We have reapplied for another grant to renew the city's plan, but in the interim, we jumped on with the county to make sure that we are still covered under a natural hazards mitigation plan. And the county's plan is ready to go, but all the participating communities in the county plan needs to formally adopt their plan. So I wanted to bring you up to date on this. This is going to be on your council agenda. And is everyone aware of what the natural hazards mitigation plan is?
No.
I hear no. So the natural hazards mitigation plan makes the city eligible for federal grants to make the city more resilient. We've got a list of projects, and if you ever want a list of our projects, you know, I've got them here, that, you know, at any time we could apply for grants for those projects to help the city become more resilient. And when we're talking about natural hazards, you know, we're talking anything from wind to snow to ice to cold to drought, tornadoes, you name it, it's a natural hazard. So anything that we could get a grant for to make the city more resilient towards natural hazards is a good thing. Also, a plan is required for a community rating system, which we're a community rating system community. And on that note, we're still under the old plan, and we've got to do one more maintenance meeting. So we will do that in September, and hopefully it's going to be nice and short, and we'll get that done because that's part of the yearly recertification for the community rating system, that we have to show that we are doing yearly maintenance on our natural hazards mitigation plan. Going forward, you know, jumping on with the county, then it's going to be on to the county to take care of the yearly maintenance on the county's end, and then we would participate in the county plan.
Are we gonna have two? Are we gonna have our city and be on the county?
So ideally, yes.
Okay.
We have applied for a grant.
And there's no conflict of interest between the two?
No conflict of interest.
Okay.
So this was discussed when this first came up last year, and we felt we were not going to participate in the county plan because it would become confusing. And we felt that the city's plan could be tailored towards the community rating system to hopefully pick up some extra points by tailoring it towards the community rating system. The reason we jumped on with the county plan is because one was a hurricane season last fall, was delaying the start of the grant. And then we ran into the election and the grant got put in the bucket. So now we're reapplying. The nice thing about having the two, I guess, the upside is they'll be staggered. So if the county comes to the point what we're at right now and they don't get their plan renewed, then our plan would carry us forward. You know, right now we're happy that we're able to participate in the county plan because our plan is expiring and we are not in the renewal phase. So,
Would this help federal money for those situations in the past where we've had flooding, and it's not just Watseka, but it's been Iroquois County, and that maybe FEMA has provided funding for Watseka, but not for, you know, Woodland or Milford or some other areas, even though.
Sure. And, you know, that was the reason Watseka implemented the plan originally is because the county did not have a plan at that time.
Got it. Okay, makes sense.
Any more questions on hazard mitigation plan? This will be on the agenda this month. 603 South 4th Street, you know, this was brought up. It's kind of an unkempt property. They had a hedge at one time along the public sidewalk, and you know, you can tell it was probably a really nice property at one time, but it has not been maintained in several years. The brush is growing over the sidewalk, and the sidewalk is basically unusable and has been that way for quite a while. So I sent the owner of the property a notice, gave him 10 days to take care of the problem. It hasn't been done yet, but you know, hopefully it will be. But I just want to bring it to council's attention, you know, would it be okay to have Public Works go down there and trim the brush back off that public sidewalk so it could be used?
Is there still some penalty to that homeowner for failing to comply?
So yeah, we could bill him and then potentially file a lien if he does not comply. It's his brush, it's hanging over the public property.
I mean, I would say yes for the, to me, otherwise, what's to stop Kenny from letting his brush grow over and city go and clean it up for him?
I don't have any sidewalks, we're okay.
Or curbs.
Excuses.
There's other properties in town that, yeah,
Right.
the brush is encroaching, but I would say this one by far is the worst.
There should be some penalty.
Yeah.
Like,
Can we
we're
put
gonna
that-
send somebody over to, like, you know, clean your property, but you will be paying this fee, how much
Yeah.
and ever.
Correct.
Okay.
That was in my notice that I sent to him.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So, you know, the 10 days is expired, it could be done at any time. So,
Okay.
any questions on that?
Thank
We
you.
do not need any type of vote on that, is that correct?
I don't think we
Just-
need to vote on it.
Okay.
It's just, I just want to bring it to your attention that I've already talked to Lauren about it. He can go over there with the brush cutter and clean it up, and he's willing to do it. 122 West Heron Court, so we've got a variance hearing scheduled for Tuesday, September 30th. What this is 122 West Heron Court, he wants to add on to his garage. He's only got 14 feet to work with to the lot line. With the side yard setback, it's 10% of the lot width, which would be, you know, his lot's 92 feet, you know, 9.2 feet. So, you know, he's only got about 5 feet to work with to add on to his garage. In a typical situation where you've got a neighboring property owner, you know, with a structure on that property, it would be a problem. And, you know, I would recommend not to grant a variance. But in this situation is, the property next door belongs to the city, and it's a flood mitigation property, deed restricted, never to be built on. So, in my opinion, you know, I feel that he could be allowed to build up to his property line.
Would we still want the setback like we have on a outbuilding, like a garage or something, of 2 feet?
That's up to you guys. He's asking for a 0 lot line.
I don't think I could go with that. He needs to be able to maintain his own property. I mean, he can't paint the siding without getting across the line.
Okay. I can bring this up at the hearing, which would limit him to 12 foot, and it still may be workable. He's trying to add an extra bay onto his garage.
At 12 foot, that should be you know, not too bad to add another one car onto the garage.
Mm-hmm. One car and he's going deep also. Anything else on the variance hearing?
September 30th, you said?
September 30th. 5 p.m. And then the last one is mitigation properties. You know, we've talked about this before. I think I give Yame and Terry this big booklet on what other towns and entities have done. You know, Nick wanted me to bring this up, so, you know, I said, yeah, but then, you know, Nick's not here tonight. But, you know, we're going to keep bringing it up. I mean, I really feel like you've got all this acreage that's only being mowed. It should be made into more than just a grass lot, you know, if you can do some sort of attraction. Again, you know, dog park's been talked about in the past, and the negative to that is fencing is not allowed on the mitigation properties. So, but, you know, maybe some plantings and some walkways. You know, we've got some of these properties that are grouped together, you know, and there's 3 or 4 or 5 lots together versus just an individual lot that's out there by itself, you know. So it's something to think about, something to look at. We'll bring it up again. I'll talk to Nick about it more.
Yeah.
If any of you guys got ideas.
I've also had some requests from people.
You have
about
had some
those, yes.
requests.
You
I'll get
might
with
want to
you.
explain why fencing is not allowed.
So it's got to do with the flood waters. When the floods come, they bring all the debris up from the ground and the landscaping and carry it along. So then, as the water moves along, it's going to get caught up in the fencing and create a blockage to the water. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions?
I don't.
This end? All's quiet. I make a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
I.
Thank you.
I believe we're done, right?
We're done.